I want to explain the what we call absolute reference and relative reference, then if function and date function. I need to use this table to explain that. And also, I'm not trying to repeat what you have learned before, but I need to use this table to do it because we are learning relative and absolute reference. Before I go into that, I want to understand the date format that you are using. This my date format is day, month, year, and you can change it to month, day, year if you like. This is how to do that. Let me copy this one to this particular range. So for example, this is day, month, year, and this is month, day, year. I want to change this one to become month, day, year. So I'm copying it here so that you can see the difference between the two date format. So I will highlight this one, then I will go to my data type here, more number format. Click on this, then instead of using date, go to your custom. So then I will edit this one to give me which is month, DD which is day, YY which is year. Then click on OK. So you can see that this has changed to month, day, year. So this is month, day, year. So this is day, month, year. So these are the two. These are how to change your date format. All right. Now I'm working with this one. This is a database for a company with name and everything. You want to know how many years they have spent in that company. This is to explain absolute preference and relative preference. Now, any formula that you replicate and the content of the formula did not change, it is called absolute preference. For example, if I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 here, and here I have 2 3 4 1 this here. So if I want to explain, I want to explain relative preference now. Now I want to add this together. Let's say this is number. Let me make it to be number. So to a numeric value. Okay, I want to say this plus this, and I press enter. So this is 3. If I replicate the formula down, you can see that the formula did not change. This is blue, this is green. It did not change. If I copy this one, you can see that nothing is changed here. It's still correct. And if I do it here also, you see that it's very correct. So this is an example of what we call relative reference, because when we replicate the formula, nothing changed. The formula did not move. I mean, no cell is moved. This still maintain G16, and this one still maintain H16. This is called relative reference. Now in this case, if I want to calculate the year that the person has spent in the company, I will use that same formula that we used yesterday. Year frac, date 1, comma, date 2. Okay, close the bracket and press enter. So you can see that this one did not change. We're still referencing this and this. It's still in the stage of relative preference. Now when I copy it down, let's see what will happen if I copy it down. You can see that there's an error here already, which shows that something is wrong. Though you can see we are getting some values here, but all these values are not correct. If I double click this one, you see that the cell has moved to this one. If I double click this one, you see that the cell has moved to this one. If I double click this one, you see that the cell has moved to this side. So this D2 is moving. So in this case, we need to lock this particular one so that it will not move again. When you lock it, you have actually performed what we call absolute reference. You have performed absolute reference. Now how do we lock it? Come to the first formula that you use here. Here, just add $ before the D, $ before the D, and $ after the D. Don't include number. It has to be $D, $. So by doing this one, you have performed absolute reference, and this one still remain relative reference. Now two of them coming together in a cell is now called mixed reference. So when you press enter, and you replicate your formula, you can see that everything we have there is correct. If you look at this one, see it's not changing again. The blue is still here. If you look at this one, the blue is still here, it's not changing. That is what we call absolute reference. Now we want to use if function. Then let me quickly explain something here about if function. If function is what to use to perform some calculation with condition. As the word of, we call it if this happen, do this, if this happen, do this. Just like what we are if you use your ATM machine now, if you enter your pin, if your pin is correct with the pin in the system, then you can proceed. If it is not correct, it will give you error. These are the things we use if function for. Now let me say we have boys here and we have girls here, for example, and I want to know if it is boy or girl. I will say if function open bracket. Let me explain this. This is logical text. It's talking about range, or it said that you want to use. I want to use age 13 now, comma, value if true and value if false. What is the value if true and what is value if false? So let me choose this one as my logical text. Now equal sign, if age 13 is equal to boys, comma, display B, if not display G. I will explain that. Now we are saying that if age 13 is equal to boys, why are we putting boys in quotation mark? Because boy is a text, is not a numeric value, it's alphabetical, is a what do you call it, general, or what do you call it, general text, is what you call it, alphabet. That's why we put it in quotation. That means Excel or database does not understand alphabet. I don't take us to machine language and all those stuffs. It does not understand alphabet, it only understand numbers. So that's why if I put number here, I don't need to put it in quotation. So I'm saying that if age 13 is equal to boys, display B. Now if not, display G. That is if false, this is if true. If truly age 13 is boys, display B. If it is not boy, display G. So if I press enter now, it should give me B, and if I drag it down, this should give me G. Further, if I go further, I should have G because there's nothing here. But if I type boys here now, this will display B. If I type boys here, this will display B. So that is how to use if function. Now let's use it here to know the people that are qualified to get award. That means anything less than 10 years and above, greater than 10 years should qualify for award. Equal sign, if is that's giving us actually number. Okay, let me try and make this one to be just 1 year. We don't want to have any decimal stuff so that it gives us accurate of what we need. I will highlight everything here. I go to this same place. I will change this one numeric. I don't want it to, I'll change it to 0 0. Then I click on OK. So I can now use my if function now. Equal sign, if my ECs is greater or equal to, okay, no, greater than 10, display qualified. Hope I'm correct. Now if not, display, so this has to be in quotation. Before I go further, this has to be in quotation. Qualified has to be in quotation. This has to be in quotation. Now if not, comma again, display not qualified, display not qualified. So I hope you understand that this is what you display if actually this is greater than 10, and this is what you display if this one is less than 10. Qualified. Okay, press enter. I hope my qualified is correct. So if I drag it down, okay, you can see now. So this is what we display to you. That means some are qualified and some are not qualified. So this is qualified, this is not qualified, this is qualified. Now finally I want to send letter to, or to know people that are qualified in the stuff, I can just filter it and I click on only qualified people I want to see. Click on OK. So this actually display qualified people for me. So this is everything I want us to learn today. An assignment is coming after this. Thank you for your time. Thanks to God bless you.